Hello everyone, welcome back to Press for Truth TV. Today is Wednesday, February the 8th, 2012, and I'm here today with Brian Law of Press for Truth, and we just finished putting the final touches on our weekly video report for today, which is called MKULTRA and the Canadian Connection. And over the last week or so, Brian and I and Steve have been doing a lot of research on this topic about MKULTRA and some of the things that took place here in Canada many years ago. And yeah, what sort of things did you find out that you found to be interesting on this topic?
Some of the stuff we didn't really include in the video, didn't have enough time to include in the video, was all of the hypnotism that the CIA was involved in, dating back all the way to the Bluebird Project in 1949, the late 40s, when they started the Bluebird Project, or sorry, 1950, and especially in the Artichoke Project that was in 1951. And they started using hypnotism as an idea to be able to send an agent to a foreign country with intelligence embedded in them. They wouldn't know that they had secret embedded intelligence in them because it would be put in during a hypnosis session, and then after the hypnosis session, other people, their handlers on the other end, wherever they were sent to, you know, the Congo or wherever they would be sent to on their mission, their handler on the other end would use post-hypnotic suggestion, certain phrases, certain items, certain images, or anything like that that could be used for post-hypnotic suggestion to get them back into a hypnosis state, and then they would reveal what they had been told. They also tried a Manchurian candidate program where they were trying to basically brainwash somebody to the point where they could compartmentalize a section of their brain through use of trauma and hypnotism and create a separate personality, a deliberate multiple personality disorder, and then implant information in that multiple personality, how to field strip a weapon, how to speak Russian. And some famous people that were actually part of the LSD testing, the MKUltra testing specifically. The Unabomber was an MKUltra at Harvard University. Sirhan was involved in self-hypnotism. He self-hypnotized himself, but he learned how to do that well at Berkeley in California, which was another school that was involved in a lot of testing with drugs and LSD. And there's a few other people. Charles Manson was in and out of a lot of prisons that were involved with LSD testing, and that's exactly how he brainwashed all of his followers, was through long LSD trips where they would basically see him as the second coming of Christ. And other people like, or other groups kind of like the Symbionese Liberation Army, who kidnapped Patty Hearst, the granddaughter of William Randolph Hearst, the famous propaganda tycoon. Movie Citizen Kane is based on his life. And the Symbionese Liberation Army, that was all a CIA front as well, and they used brainwashing techniques, MKUltra techniques, to brainwash Patty Hearst. So there's a lot of interesting stuff that we just didn't have time to really cover in the video because we were focusing on the Canadian connection with Ewan Cameron at McGill University. But there's just, you know, depends on how deep you want to go down the rabbit hole when it comes to MKUltra, because, you know, did they manage to create a Manchurian candidate from all of their records? It doesn't appear they successfully managed to do that, but they did find out a lot of stuff that would help them in taking an already antisocial person, a person in the military who's willing to kill people already, and then use post-hypnotic suggestion to have him kill specific people with total amnesia after the fact.
Yeah, and it wasn't that long ago that we saw the big Hollywood hit production Manchurian Candidate, which I think it was a remake of one from when, the 50s or
1964.
64. So a lot of times people might dismiss some of this information and just say, oh, that can't be, you're watching too many movies. They wouldn't put it in a Hollywood movie if it was real. But these things are indeed very real. Sometimes they put them out in movies like that as a tactic to, you know, hidden in plain sight kind of thing.
Yeah, revelation of the method, like Clockwork Orange, another film that they used a lot of drug hypnosis, trauma-based therapy, forcing him to watch violent movies in hopes that that would make him sickened by violence. that was all based on MKUltra tests. The interesting thing about Clockwork Orange is that movie was released in 1970-71, and the filmmaker actually pulled it out of theaters himself because of all the violent gangs that popped up after the film's release. People were going out pretending that they were the droogs and going out and assaulting homeless people, and there were, you know, sexual assaults and rape cases were going through the roof after the release of that film. So it shows you the effect that a film psychologically can have on a society and the impact it can have. And that was before all of the MKUltra information had even been released to the public. So it makes you wonder who knew what in the making of those types of films.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, since then, a lot of the information has been declassified, so we've included a lot more of this info in detail in the video. So head on over to the weekly video reports section and check out our newest vid called MKUltra and the Canadian Connection. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in once again, and I will see you right back here tomorrow. Take care.